Call into order, Historic Preservation Commission public hearing Tuesday, December 9th, 2005. 25. 20 years off. I'm behind times. Roll call. Let's start as it is. Let me make sure I have all the names. That's not good. There we go. Okay, Will Scott is not in. Mary Bannon.
Present.
Eric Groff. Cecil Cummings.
Present.
Brendan Greeley is not here. Kimberly Golder is not here. And I am William Williams, acting as commissioner or chair on this event. So, okay. Do we have any announcements?
Can't do it.
John?
Yeah, so short announcement. There was a painted sign on the brick at Federal House. It's since been painted over, so issue has gone away. And then after we hear or vote on, after commissioners vote on the applications, I would like to talk about a proposed historic commemoration banner for the garage. And those are the announcements. Oh, one more. Of course, this is more significant. Elizabeth has been working diligently on an approved materials list for the district, and it's fairly intense. There it is. Right. So fairly intense, but at any rate, we'll be ready to show that at least in part in January.
Okay. Anyone have questions for John on any of that? Okay. Let's move on to the approval of the drafts minutes from November 12th, 2025. All those who approve, say aye.
All right, we might have to move. I can move.
Aye.
Well, I can say move to approve the minutes from November 12th.
Okay.
Second.
We all approve.
All right. Yeah.
Aye. I told you this was going to be sloppy. New violations, status of violations.
Nothing worth mentioning.
Okay.
I'm just hoping that after the Christmas or holiday season is over, all of the holiday lights come down, because there are plenty of them. They look great.
Yep.
So let's enjoy them.
Okay. Now, we were talking about consent docket. Next item is the consent docket. Do we want to do a mass resolution vote, whatever, for the applicants tonight, or how are we going to go through this, John? We had talked about doing consent docket for some of these.
Let me do this. I'm going to switch that microphone there and see if that improves the echo here.
Okay.
But I think one of the questions is, have all of the applicants reviewed the staff report? And I guess that's the first question for the consent docket. All right. So if everybody's good with the staff report, then we can move to push everything in one fell swoop to the consent docket.
That would be fun.
Is there any process you want to go through, John, in terms of making sure everybody's good with your staff report? Well, I'm wondering if this is being broadcast on the TV connected to a microphone as well. And maybe that's the extra sound.
So the question was, Bill, you should ask if if the applicants have read the staff report.
We'll do that. In mass, have all applicants read the staff report? No one has any questions regarding that or wants to make any statements?
No objections to
No
the staff report?
objections?
Do we need to ask for public comment right now before we do consent docket?
I don't know. I don't know the procedure. Okay, separately. Okay.
Okay. Shall we start with 78 Conduit? Who's representing 78? The mics are right there on the table. Yeah.
Press the button to make sure it's the green light's on.
Push. There it is. Now it's bright. Good evening. I'm Gary Schwerzler, architect, 4th Street Design Studio. Our project is 78 Conduit Street, and we're converting an existing roof into a deck on the rear of the property and adding access, replacing 3 windows with a 3-panel door. Apparently, there's some concern about the door that will work out with John Tower.
Okay. Anyone have any questions? Mr. Schwerzler?
Can you confirm for us verbally that you have received a staff report, reviewed it, and you're in agreement with
Yes.
the staff recommendation?
Yes.
Okay. Any public comment on this? Let us show no one has made a statement, so we'll go on past it.
Move to, well, do you want us to do each one individually? Is that what you said? So we'll vote on each one individually? So move to approve 78 Conduit Street per the staff recommendation.
Second approval
Aye.
is passed.
Hold on. Mary, did you?
Oh,
vote?
and Mary might need to say as well. Is Mary on the line, John?
Sorry?
Is Mary on the line?
Mary, are you there?
Yes, I voted yes.
Okay.
Okay.
We're done.
Thank you.
And
I'll look
78
forward to
Conduit
working
Street
with
is
you on the door.
approved. as
Absolutely.
staff recommendation.
78 Conduit Street.
Tonight.
78 Conduit Street has been approved
Per staff.
per staff recommendations. Thank you. Mhm. You should be doing it.
Yeah.
Okay, next is 51 Fleet Street. Who's representing 51 Fleet can come up. Please introduce yourselves.
I'm Chuck McNamara from Campion Ruby Landscape Architects.
I'm Bob Ruby, Campion Ruby Landscape Architects.
Okay, thank you. Do you swear to tell the truth and abide by all regulations that are appropriate and applicable to your project?
We do. I do.
Okay.
You do?
I do too.
Okay. Now, do we have anyone who wants to comment on this project? Or would you like to present the project?
Honestly, we've read the staff report and we're in agreement with it. So
Okay. Yes?
Hi there. Can you hear me? Rachel Robinson from Historic Annapolis, 18 Pinckney Street. My only question was administrative. It says conditional approval, and I wasn't sure what the conditions were and if I had missed them, if that's it.
I can explain that. So the conditional approval is that there are conditions for, and you all might have seen this, for the building permit, and that's it.
Okay.
No other condition.
No other conditions?
Yep.
No
Any
other public
commissioners have
comment?
issues? Want to make comments? So,
Move to approve 51 Fleet Street per the staff recommendation.
okay. I'm sorry. All in favor of this project, please say aye.
Aye.
Yep, I'm no good at this. Okay. So is it approved as is presented? And staff recommendations. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, you all.
Okay. Let's see. 198 King George Street. One up. If you introduce yourself, please.
I'm Terry Averill, the architect for the project.
I'm Elizabeth Stagaman, interior designer.
And you swear to tell the truth and abide by all regulations as required for this
Yes,
project
I
in
do.
general? Would you like to present your project?
You all probably have seen we're adding a pent roof to the front of the building and a screen porch on the existing patio at the rear.
Okay.
So, and we've read the staff report
Mhm.
and are in agreement.
Okay. Is there anyone here who would like to make more comments on this?
Hello, Rachel Robinson, Historic Annapolis, 18 Pinckney. We just wanted to comment that we agree with the staff on the redesign, refinement of that front portico, and we think that it should be approved. Thank you.
Okay. Do the commissioners have any comments or any questions? Do we approve it based on staff approval?
Move to approve 198 King George per the staff recommendation.
Okay.
All in favor? Aye.
Mary, did you hear there's a vote for 198 King George Street?
I approve.
Okay. So approved, and congratulations. Thank you for
Thank
presenting.
you.
Thank you.
Okay. We good? Okay. Next project is,
Oh, unmute your mic when you. That's when you.
okay, next project on the docket is 263 Hanover Street. You come up and present. Okay.
Good
Introduce
evening.
yourselves, please.
I'm Carlos Noroya, the owner of the property, 263 Hanover Street.
Okay. thank
I'm
you, sir.
Clinton Ramsden. I'm the owner's representative in the project.
And you will, of course, abide by all the rules and swearing in. We're good.
Swear to tell the truth.
Yes.
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 Yeah.
Yep. Everything will be true to the best of our knowledge, and yeah, we'll be just conveying the facts of the project. We've reviewed the staff report, and it's been approved without conditions. So we are, we've reviewed it, and we're in agreement with the guidelines that it's been reviewed under and the approval. Happy to walk you through any of the details. I know you've already reviewed it, but if you have any questions for us, we're happy to answer them at this time.
Are there any comments or questions from the audience? Or no comments?
Move to
Commissioners?
approve 263 Hanover per the staff recommendation.
Approve. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. So moved.
Okay.
Is approved.
Thanks for your time.
Thank
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And that. Yeah. I guess we move on to other business if there is any. John? Other
Yes.
business?
So other business. I would like to talk about the banner that is proposed for,
Mhm.
and I don't know if I'm coming through the mic here. The banner that's proposed for the Hillman Garage, and I'm going to give everyone a picture here of what it is proposed to look like, and that includes you, Ms. Robinson. So last week, I received an email from the Office of Law that had a PDF of the banner simulated here to appear on the Gorman Street facade of Mills Hillman Garage. And it is to commemorate the country's 250th birthday. It is 18 and a half feet by 33 and a half feet. The person who is proposing this is hoping that we will consider it to be art as opposed to a sign. If it were a sign, it would have to be much smaller, even a temporary sign. Temporary sign can be up for 60 days. This is proposed to be up for a year. The commemoration begins in January. We do not have an application. I've spoken to both the chair and the co-chair, and both have recommended that this should come as a public hearing application because it is in many ways like a mural. We review murals. We don't review their content. Of course, that doesn't work very well with their schedule because they don't have an application in for the January meeting, and I don't think that we would hear it until the February meeting. So my thought was that they could put in their application. I don't see anything objectionable with this. The fire department would have to review it. From a zoning standpoint, it doesn't meet the standards of a sign. It's bigger than that, but it's also somewhat temporary. It's going to be there for a year, and then it will come down. I thought to accommodate this, the commission might consider a special dispensation to allow this to be put in place and then to review it subsequently. So that was my request. That was my thought. And we certainly do want to do what we can for the 250th anniversary commemoration. It would have been nice to get this in a more timely fashion. But such is the work of people who are volunteering and don't necessarily know all the ins and outs of the city schedule and and codes. So I'd open that up to commissioners, that consideration that they can put in an application, and we would review their application as a sort of after the fact approach.
So,
Balls in your court, fellas.
so if for some reason we have a huge outcry that this thing is an abomination and needs to come down, they will take it down.
Well, I could speak to those who are putting it up and put that up as a condition. You know, this is conditional.
I don't see an outcry. I'm just looking at if something like this comes up again. Don't want to set a precedent.
Agreed. I think the most important thing is to make sure that that the process is followed, even if it's followed in arrears.
Yeah.
What's the material?
I don't know.
What's the
And what is it depicting? Other than George Washington, Jefferson, it looks like the Declaration of Independence.
It is not. I don't think that is what we're seeing here. I think what we're seeing here is George Washington resigning his commission at the State House.
Oh,
This
here.
is, yes, very, very local. This is as local as it gets. Of course, we all know, he danced in this room. That's something.
That is something. I've always marveled at that. What are the depictions at the bottom? One says art. That defining.
I think it says
this?
Art Walk.
Oh, art walk.
Yes. Yeah. And that's, I think that is the group that's sponsoring it. I think it's also Annapolis 250. I don't remember what's in the third box.
I mean, I'm assuming it's some kind of cloth material that can kind of blow in the wind or breathe. Doesn't look solid to me.
I think that it is not going to be solid. I think that it's going to be in some ways like the materials that we've seen recently covering the scaffolding at the State House. Yep.
from a process standpoint, if this is considered art, does it come before us?
No, but it is, if it is art and mural sized, we review murals. I think that its effect, and I think that this would also be agreed upon by the chair and co-chair, that this has a strong effect on the streetscape, and it is changing the visual features of the garage. Now, the garage is not a contributing structure.
No.
But we want to make sure that for precedent, that these things are reviewed by us. And I think that some art that does change a historic feature, that is proposed to change a historic feature, may not be approved by this commission. But this is, I think, how should I put this? Temporary and going over a well-designed brand new building. So it doesn't have a big or a detrimental effect on the integrity of our historic district.
Given the timing of the request and the substance, and purpose of it, unless somebody else has an objection on the commission, is it something that we can vote and say, you know, the final say goes to you for an administrative approval, knowing that you'd make sure it adhere to every requirement, and we don't necessarily need to have it come before us? Or
It's up to the commission. I don't know if you want to set that precedent.
as having it be an administrative approval, like special dispensation for
Fine,
administrative?
fine with me if it is an administrative approval. It's an unusually large size, but I think that speaking with the director of planning and zoning, he would probably endorse that, and then we're done with it. If you want to be.
Can we caveat this as a very special exception? Because when I'm looking at it, it's the length of time it's going to be there. It is not prominent on Main Street until you look down the alley. It's the only time you're going to really see it from Main. But it does have verbiage on it and logos of organizations, which could be construed as it's a sign. The other concern I have is they don't show it, but I can see them putting it up and then going, oh, we really need some lights on that, because, you know, it'd look great at night if it's all lit up.
You heard that comment too with the logos. I mean, are these, like, would there have been an opportunity for other nonprofit organizations to put up a banner if there was an open call, like RFP? Like, if we say, hey, we want to push this to administrative approval, are we then potentially facing backlash that we didn't create an open process for others to bid on this? Or is this the group that would have done it no matter what, and it's not really an open process?
I believe that this is the group that is approved by the city to hang this banner, and that the city government has already approved this. So this is in conjunction with Annapolis city government.
So we wouldn't be helping expedite a circumvention of a process of other nonprofit organizations that might have wanted to participate and have their logo on it if logos are displayed.
Does not mean that we may not have subsequent interest in hanging banners for the 250th anniversary of the country. And I mean, looking at this, I would say it's certainly a relevant historic subject. I think it's a good design. The painter is renowned.
I'm really just thinking about the logos being displayed on that comment more than anything else.
My thought on the possibility for the logos was have them on a separate banner and review that as a sign.
Or maybe even like a little like plaque down below at the entrance saying, you know, scan this QR code to learn. Well, I don't want to complicate it. I guess the only pushback I could see on this is somebody saying, well, who decided what logos were up there and who got to design this, advertise, you know, and if it was the city, but I don't even know that would be an HPC, you know, kind of like standpoint anyway. Like, so if that has nothing to do with us anyway, and it would only come before us once somebody was approved, then I don't even know that that's a relevant point.
It is relevant because we have never allowed advertisement in a mural. No advertisement in a mural. There are no corporate logos in murals. So that may be something that I would need to work with the group that's proposing this on.
Okay.
I don't have a problem with that unless there's a legal issue. I mean, it's fairly diminutive, and they ought to have credit. This isn't necessarily an expensive endeavor. Would think anything that large in some kind of a fabric that an artist is making is, you know, they're making an investment, and anything it probably improves the facade. So
now I worked hard on that facade.
But we're operating under the assumption that we're voting on whether or not this can be displayed, and we're operating under the assumption that, you know, the logos there and the groups behind it went through their due process to be the ones to be approved, and we're not excluding anybody from a process of being able to participate in this.
Well, we
Well,
have-
and maybe that's not even our jurisdiction. I guess that's the only question.
I would say that it is in our jurisdiction, and someone else may propose another banner, and I would think that another banner, if city government and Annapolis 250 committee approved it, then that would be appropriate also, because there are a whole lot of white faces in this painting. There are a lot of other people who are part of this country's history who aren't represented in this painting. This painting is high-minded and important, especially when our country's democracy is at risk. So I think that it's especially important that we're seeing George Washington resigning his commission when some within the new government wanted to make him king.
I mean, I think if there's opportunity for backlash for somebody to say that, who decided these groups could be in, we probably have to have a public hearing. If there's potential for us to be in the wrong. Like, if there's not potential for that, then I would say let's just move to administrative approval, in my opinion. But I just don't want us to open up the door for.
Well, to me, the question here isn't so much what's in the painting, in the image.
I'm just talking about the logos.
No, I
right?
understand. Well, the logos are
But
the
to
one
your
thing I
point,
have an
you
issue
should be able
with.
to take credit for your work.
I understand why the groups want to say, we did this. They've always been good groups in Annapolis, but it's still a question to be brought up. As far as the people in it and all, that is a artistic decision. And
That we don't weigh in on. We don't weigh in on content.
exactly. We weigh on, can you put up a blank canvas or a black canvas? We just weigh in on, can you put the canvas up there?
Again, my opinion is like this.
Yeah. What would you?
May I make a question?
Absolutely.
I'm just not obviously seeing it, but in listening to this, what is the big issue if we don't give it approval until the next meeting? I mean, it's going to be up for a year. Why would we rush to approve it without an application rather than say, it'll be up for 11 months?
Well, actually, it would be up for 10 months because the January meeting deadline has been missed, and I think they can make the February meeting.
Mm-hmm.
So what I was suggesting earlier was, okay, so we could request a public hearing for this, and maybe we should, but they could hang it, and we could have the public hearing after the fact.
Right. But then the only issue is that they're not going to take it down and change it, decide it is advertising, or they shouldn't have the group name on it, or there's something that needs to be changed. Isn't it too late to change it then?
Well, I can ask for further clarification on the names, the logos,
Yeah.
and their size, and I can share that with the commissioners via email.
But I mean,
Yeah, I think that sounds fair.
well, and just again speaking for myself, I could care less about the logo names or the size of the organizations, more so the process, who is decided to be able to put up the
And
banner.
I'll also find out further about the process of how this was approved through the particular channels of Annapolis 250.
Only so it doesn't come
Yeah.
back on us. From a legal standpoint, if my questions or concerns are moot points, then we can skip all that too. I don't know.
No, it's not a moot point at all. I don't know what the process was. Apparently, John doesn't know exactly.
Well, I know that it is part of an official celebration of the 250th anniversary, and it's something that the city government has been developing actually for years.
Like if Annapolis 250 already went through this whole process and this is the final result and everybody had an opportunity to participate, then I think that covers
Well,
it.
we don't-
Let's just
we
get
don't know
it.
if
Let's just get
everybody
it
had
on
an
paper. Let's get that on paper,
So
and I'll share it.
the three logos. Forgive me. What are they? Because I can't tell.
Well, I don't know what all of them are.
Okay.
One is Annapolis 250.
So that's
and another one is Art Walk, and Art Walk is the group. I think that is Chuck Walsh's. Does anyone know Chuck Walsh? Chuck Walsh's a group that is working to promote art in the city.
I mean, then if we just have a public hearing, as long as nobody comes and says has a huge problem, then we're probably good to just have the public hearing and it'll probably be approved then. If there's
So-
a bunch of people that have a big problem about the process, I'm sure they'll make themselves heard.
So, are you okay with the public hearing being after the fact?
I think that should be up to the discretion of the person because if it does get voted down, then it's at their expense to take it down. So, I mean, I'll leave that to you, but I don't know that if I'm the one sponsoring this with nonprofit money and there's a chance that I'm taking it. So, I mean, I'm not opposed to that. I don't know that would be the right route if there is a.
That would be that's the closest to standard route.
What kind of-
Closest to standard.
What's the third logo? Do we?
We don't
Isn't
know.
there a third one? We don't know.
I don't know what's in the third box. I can't remember.
But I think we can assume they're just 3 nonprofit organizations that participated in the design and the expense.
Well, the one is that like a mayoral appointed. What this whole commission?
Yes,
is
it's city commission.
right. So it's not an independent nonprofit. That part.
No.
And then the art
Walk is
an
is a
independent.
nonprofit independent.
We don't know what. I mean, you could have, prove it without the logos. Take it off.
Well, but also, they're paying the money. I don't mind displaying the logos either. I'm more concerned about the
I
process.
mean, I guess paying the money to make the banner. We don't know where the money came from. Was it the city that paid for it through this commission? I mean, I don't know.
It might have been Art in Public Places,
Which is the independent.
which is actually affiliated with the city, has a large budget.
Well, that's the thing is if they approved it, then maybe we're okay. I don't know.
Well, no, because it's displayed on a building within the historic district. The
Well, I mean, but if
HPC
Art and
does
Public
need to weigh
Places
in.
Commission went through a whole
No, I'm-
process and approved, like the Art and Public Places Commission.
Well,
approved it.
they approved it internally. I'm guessing.
Well, I
I'll
think that's
clarify
we
that.
need to know if there was a public comment. I think that's
Right.
I can't imagine this would have pushback, but I feel like
So you do think it should? They should
only if
apply-
there's a chance that it comes back on us. If
Okay,
there's not,
so
then
I think that's there's nothing wrong with that. So we'll allow them to put it up with the understanding that we're going to have a public hearing, and if there is if the commission at the public hearing does hears, let's say, copious negative comments or believes that this doesn't meet historic district guidelines, then it could come down.
Or you could wait. Not
well, and
let them
I
put
think
it up.
that decision can be up to that group.
No. It's up to you all whether they put it up now and before the hearing, or you make them wait until you have it. That's up to you all.
Can you
Wouldn't be until February,
yes.
so that would delay them till
Yes.
March.
I'm sorry. I think we were talking.
Now-
What did you say?
I just said if we make them go to a public hearing, this wouldn't get up until March. Because
Not even
they
Feb-
wouldn't come before us until February.
Right.
Oh, you mean
That's
it wouldn't
correct.
put up? Okay.
Right.
Well, I mean, I think unless somebody disagrees, we can say, hey, we're okay. Like, we need to see a public hearing for this to make sure that there's no problem with the process. As long as there's no problem with the process, again, be personally speaking for myself, don't have a problem with the design or the logos. And if they want to put it up beforehand, they can with the understanding that they'd have to take it down if it was voted against, and that's at their discretion. But as long as there's special dispensation that says like this is a very specific circumstance given the history of the country pertaining to Annapolis history, because we wouldn't want to set precedent that somebody could just put up a banner and wait for their public hearing, or put up art and wait for the public hearing, because does that set the standard for the future where everybody's like, well, I'm just going to paint my mural and then apply later. So, but again, this is a very special circumstance.
So what I would anticipate between now and the time that this went up is, which I'm assuming is right around January 1st, would be that I would have to have an application in hand. And that application will be distributed, and I'll get more information. So there's more of a narrative of how this group was approved to put this up, what the affiliations are, who's sponsoring it, etc. So sorry to come with incomplete information, but this one just went boom. Like, oh, surprise.
We just don't want to be a party to a lawsuit, you know.
What do we need to do?
You don't need to do anything. I will do it, and I will present the information to you. I will get an application for this. It will be scheduled for a public hearing. Until then, we're going to allow them to install it. And unless, with the information that I give you in the next week or two, is somehow objectionable.
Well, we're not going to meet again, so how would we vote on it?
No, you wouldn't. You would just via email. It's not yet, until it's an application, we can talk about this however we like, as much as we like. Once it becomes an application, that changes its status for us to discuss it.
So no motion is needed.
I don't think a motion is needed. What I'm really looking for here is to see if we're going to try to accommodate this very tight schedule for the sake of the city's 250th American anniversary commemoration.
I agree.
I agree with that.
Does that sound okay, Mary?
It sounds okay to me, but it seems like they've had 250 years to plan for it, and it shouldn't be late. So, I'll defer to you, but I would actually be in favor of doing the right process. But, I don't want to cut this celebration short 2 months, but,
Well, I think that, and I was not on the process calendar.
Yeah.
And that's too bad. I would say they've looked at a lot of other things, and so the person who was painting this is the same person who painted, I think, 7 different paintings for the Ken Burns Revolution.
Oh wow, that was
series.
amazing.
Yeah. So they definitely went to the top.
Wow.
Here. Okay. Rachel, do you want to talk about this at all? Do you have any comment you want to? You can go up.
Rachel Robinson, Historic Annapolis. Historic Annapolis does have a seat on the commission. I am not the staff person who attends those meetings, and this is the first time I've seen it or heard about it. But I think, I would recommend that you all just get some more information, even pre-application information. Has it been fabricated? Has it even been funded? Or is this hypothetical? And then on the content side, while I am not the historian of events, but one question would be, just in terms of precedent, George Washington giving up his commission of the Army was 1783. So does that mean you roll this up and it comes back for the 250th of that event as well? I can understand how it's representing Annapolis during the Revolutionary period, but it's not a 1776 event. So that's just a question, because I do think precedent-wise, this could begin to look as a very appealing billboard type area. But I would just recommend asking the group for more information in terms of funding, fabrication. And I do think, too, that we're just going to see a lot of signage in this next year. That's not necessarily a bad thing. It's a big celebratory year for America. But just in terms of this being Annapolis and also the capital city and a revolutionary capital, I think a lot of signage and signs are coming, and murals and art.
Thank you. That was really helpful. I hadn't considered that. There are going to be a lot more signs. This is just the first. And so far, no one has reached out. And I know this one's late, especially considering that it is substantial.
Well, I think the other thing is it's on a public city-owned property. If this
Right.
was a private property, I think it would be a completely different conversation process.
True. Good point.
You're off.
Move it to the billboard down there at the dock, it would be a different situation because they seem to change things regularly with ease down there.
Don't bring that up again. Oh man.
No comment.
I think we're all on the same page. So, there's got to be a public hearing. If they want to put it up beforehand at the risk of it being taken down after a public hearing, that's at their discretion and their expense. And
Okay.
that would
no
be
issue.
special dispensation
issues.
as well. That should not be a precedent set for others.
So right. So I think this is an unusual situation because it is a city property. This is unusual.
So the question is, what do we do?
Well, I think he said
You're
no.
going to hear from me.
Yeah.
I
We can
will,
reply
I will
via
inform
email.
I will inform this commission, and I think
Okay.
and I will also inform the person who has contacted me, who is Chuck Walsh, about what we have discussed this evening and ways to move forward. So I'll get that information.
Might be worth getting comment from like oh my gosh, I'm totally blanking on her name. Janice Hayes Williams
Mm-hmm.
as well. Is she still actually employed by the city? Actually, with the new administration? Well, either way, comment from.
Well, everyone's welcome to comment. You know, this is, I think what they're depicting here is a moment in history.
Well, but to your point, maybe there's not full representation. Well, but that can come up later. We don't have to spend more time on that.
You know, there wasn't. I mean, it was really exclusionary. It was. Our democracy
I'll defer
was.
to Janice. There might be more,
Right.
but anyway, all of that aside, I think we're all on the same page. I don't need to make my comments keep lagging us on further here.
Should we have a motion for adjournment?
Hold on. There's one more thing.
Oh.
There is. But wait,
Not
there's
to rush
more.
things along.
All right. I know. That's fine. But I forgot to mention something that is significant and that has changed on this garage. And that is that.
The name.
The name. The name is now the Mills Hillman Garage. Mills is a significant name, especially with regard to African American / Black history in Maryland, nationally, and also in the Parole neighborhood. Now, Parole was not part of the city of Annapolis when Principal Mills noted that there was disparity between the salaries of white educators and black educators in Anne Arundel County. His court case went to the Supreme Court, and he was represented by Thurgood Marshall, who was a young man at that point. The result was equity in pay. So the Buckley administration thought it was significant to include his name on this garage. Irony of ironies, Hillman was the counsel for the State Board of Education and opposed the opposed Thurgood Marshall. So Mills and Marshall were the plaintiffs, and Hillman was the defense here. So that's significant. Now both their names are on the garage. I hope that people will, with the addition of signage, QR codes, and other information realized that the Mills on this garage is not Mills Liquor. I thought initially that it might have been because, of course, well, the sisters donated, the Mills heirs donated a portion of City Dock to the city for the expansion of City Dock, the Hillman parking area. But that's not the case. The other place where Mills is important is in the establishment of the Parole Health Center. So he was very active in the community. His daughter was at the commemoration, as were a bunch of quite a few other notables, and it was a small event, but certainly significant, especially considering that, and this was part of what I said, we met the mayor of an Australian city, and he was given a picture of our historic city, standing probably right there. And I was asked to speak about the picture that he was given. And I had no idea what it was, but I looked at it and oh, this is a picture of our main street. At the bottom of the street was the Amoco gas station. And I said, and that should be noted that Amoco gas station had segregated bathrooms. So Annapolis was Jim Crow. You know, there was segregation, and it was enforced. And Annapolis was integrated in some ways and segregated in other ways. And Mills changed that. So I thought it was incredibly appropriate to, 200 feet away, we had segregated bathrooms. Gone now. Mills' name is on the garage. I hope that he is remembered.
Noah Hillman was an assemblyman here in the state legislature. Is that what?
No, he was a council person. I don't know if he was at that time. And he was also mayor for a short period of time. And he is the father of the Historic District Ordinance. So Noah Hillman is not a villain, but Noah Hillman was on the side of maintaining the status quo, so to speak.
And it was the same name for the old garage that was torn down.
That's correct.
And rebuilt, so they just kept the name.
Mm-hmm. Right. He was instrumental in getting that built.
Oh. Seems fine to me.
Right. I just wanted to make that announcement. I should have made it before. Sorry.
Any other announcements or business?
No.
Move to adjourn.
Second,
Aye.
we're adjourned.